역사적으로 볼 때
There are now more propaganda-filled screens and magazines than at any other time in history. And these are controlled by just 5 giant media companies.
이런 사실이
This creates more opportunities to distract people from what really matters.
더 많은 기회들을 만들어낸다.
More opportunities to brainwash them. More opportunities to sell them poisoned food and drugs they don't need.
더 많은 기회.
More opportunities to drip-feed them a meaningless, distorted reality.
지금 보시는 거는
No, this is not a Hollywood blockbuster.
비행기들이
The planes crashing into these towers are real. And these buildings crashed to the ground, including one that wasn't hit by anything at all. The American population was terrorized, hypnotized, and traumatized by repetitive showings of the devastation, with the media repeating over and over that it was a terrorist attack. However, 11 years after that day, it seems certain that everything was staged like a Hollywood blockbuster. Logic, physics, and history point to this incident being another false flag operation, like the bombing of the German Reichstag, Pearl Harbor, and the Gulf of Tonkin incident. And polls in the US confirm this. 87% of Americans now believe that 9/11 was a contrived pretext for an endless war on terror and the opportunity to remove their democratic rights and liberties.
One by one, the terrorists are learning the meaning of American justice.
But the real threat to Americans is not terrorism.
2001년부터 2009년 사이
Between 2001 and 2009, the number of deaths from terrorism in America stood at 3,000. In the same period, there were 192,000 deaths by homicide, 204,000 drunk driving, 360,000 suicide, 456,000 secondhand smoke, 873,780 diabetes, 4,622,268 cancer, 5,304,000 smoking-related, 6,238,284 heart disease.
Today our nation saw evil.
We will not rest until this evil is driven from our world.
그렇지만 그들의
But
지도자들은
their leaders focus only on the phantom dangers of terrorism, while allowing food and drug companies to make more and more poisonous food that is killing its people like an internal, unspoken genocide.
무형의 위험에 초점을 맞추고 있다. 이들은 심지어
They even protect these killer companies. Cigarettes, for example, are the only consumer product that doesn't have to list its ingredients on the packet.
소비 제품이다. 공평하게 말하자면
To be fair,
2,000개의 독극물 이름들은
it would be difficult to fit the names of 2,000 poisons on such a small box.
어려운 일일 수도 있겠다. 우리가 여기서 다시
Here
한번
we are
생각해야 될
reminded
점은
that wars are not fought for flags and
국민을
citizens,
위하여 싸우는 것이 아니라 기업을
but
위해서
for corporations.
미국의 프로파간디스트들에 의해서
The war on terror, engineered by American propagandists to frighten and control their people,
테러와의 전쟁 이기는 것이
is impossible to win,
그렇지만
but
영원히
endlessly
이익을
profitable.
창출하는 어떤 똑똑한
I'll be
사람이
long gone before some smart person ever figures out what happened inside this Oval Office.
잊혀져 버릴 것이다. 조지
George
부시.
W. Bush.
우리 조국은
We are the only country left on the planet that has not been invaded by imperial propaganda. We have not succumbed to their tyranny, and we never will,
왜냐하면 우리는 1%의
because we
지배
know
계급이
what the ruling
두려워하는 것이
1% is afraid
무엇인지
of.
알고 있기 때문이다. 그들이 두려워하는
They are
것은
afraid
진정한
of real
민주주의.
democracy.
그들은 인민들이
They are afraid that
자신들의
people will begin to
프로파간다를
recognize their
인식하기
propaganda
시작하고 그것을
and start
대척하기
rejecting it.
시작하는 것을 두려워한다. 사람들이
They are
선거라는
afraid
행태로
people will
행해지는
demand more power
사기성
than the
경매보다
fraudulent
더
auctions
많은
passed off
힘을
as
요구하게 되는 것을
elections.
두려워한다. 그들은 인민들이 조직적
They are afraid people will begin organized resistance and stop obeying laws designed to disempower
복종하지
them.
않게 되는 것을 두려워한다. 그들은 또한 인민들이
They are afraid people will start asking why they have to fight wars for the Fortune 500 companies.
것을 염려하고 있다. 그들은
They are
인민들이
afraid that people will start to realize that those who commit atrocities against humanity have names and can't hide behind flags and corporations forever.
그들은 또한
They are afraid that people will gather in mass crowds and make citizen arrests,
더한 것을 발동하게 되는 것을
or worse.
다른 어떤
More
것보다
than anything,
그들이
they are
두려워하는 것은
afraid that the world will
세상이
decide it
새로운
wants a
시작을
new
원하게
beginning,
되는 것이다. 약탈자,
a revolution that has no place for the pillagers and plunderers and exploiters.
혁명 말이다. 우리는 이
We are
세계
the
혁명의
headquarters
사령탑이다.
of this world revolution.
우리는 우리의 평화로운 조국과
We will fight to the death to defend our peaceful nation and beloved leader
노예화로부터 지키는 것,
from the cruelty,
그리고
exploitation,
저항할 수 없는 모든 곳의
greed,
사람들을 향한
enslavement, and
폭력으로부터
violence
지켜내기
against
위하여
helpless peoples
죽는
everywhere.
순간까지 싸울 것이다. 우리는 500년
We will defend ourselves as we defend the rights of billions of humans who do not benefit from 500 years of Western civilization and the cancerous empire of corporate collusion.
우리는 우리 마음에 파고드는
We must remain vigilant at all times
항상 경계의 고삐를
and be
늦추지
alert
말아야
to their insidious attack on the mind,
이전에도 그러했듯이
for they have come before
이러한 공격은 또
and they will come again.